Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Geez, I don't know if I know how to podcast anymore. 4 or 5 weeks away in some sunshine in Europe. But glad to be back on the podcast stand. Glad to be back with you guys. I hope you guys have been well. Thank you for your patience on waiting for the next episode. And what an episode it is, I hope. We're definitely going to go through my holiday. I've got a few things coming out around it, a few vlogs for the channel, so we'll keep you in the loop with that. But a man I've been chasing for a little while is a man by the name of Jakey Cull. I thought it was, but he was just fucking around with me. Jake Cullen.
Yeah, that's me.
Known as Choc's Chat on Instagram and TikTok, which we're going to go through. But, mate, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, mate. Yeah, finally got my name sorted out. You still know what my name is?
Do you know when I asked you, I was like, it's Cullen, right? And you're like, no, it's Cull. And then I Googled your name and just talked about shark culls in Western Australia.
Yeah, it does do that time to time. I did that on purpose. I just don't want to know my full name, and the next thing you got my bank account, and then that's it. Then you're living with my missus, It's like,
oh, mate,
it happens.
I've been following your content for some time. You are one lunatic, funny bastard.
Yeah, I am a bit of a lunatic's a nice word. It's good. I don't know if I'm so funny, maybe a little bit, but more, lunatic's good. Good way to put it.
Are people laughing at you or with you, or what's your consensus?
I just stopped listening to that, or worrying about that. I was like, are they laughing at me or with me? And then it's just getting a laugh. That's a win. That's a win. Doesn't matter.
Mate, no, honestly, for those that don't know, Choc's Chat on Instagram and TikTok, 40k followers on IG for pure madness.
Yeah, round it up.
And then also TikTok, you got 180k, which is fucking massive.
Yeah, I'm not counting. I wouldn't know the exact figure. 181 point something. Whatever it is. But.
Mate, I also think, because I'm a bit of a lunatic, so for me to follow you, I think there must be like-minded, crazy people that follow you. But you have a pretty big community.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, you just say there's probably some lunatics. There's a lot of. Yeah, when I put up this podcast, I put a question out to say maybe some questions you want to ask, and a lot of the feedback, some of it was good, some of it was, real brutal. Weird.
There's one or two I'm going to slide by.
Yeah, there's a couple that we're probably not allowed to bring up, but that's fine. But a couple of weirdos out there, but I love it. I'm a weirdo, I guess, myself. I guess a weirdo lunatic. Yeah, we'll keep running with that.
Yeah, we'll keep running with that. Well, I do have to say happy birthday to you. It's your birthday on the weekend.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. I wonder why.
So when you get to my age, it's just another day on the calendar.
Yeah, you said to me, this is actually true, people, because I saw it was your birthday on Saturday, and then you had a lunch on Sunday, and we were planning a podcast on Monday. And you obviously didn't pull too well up on Monday, so we've postponed, which we can dabble into. But what I did see on the Saturday is you'd booked a table somewhere for 8:30 p.m. and you were there at 3:30.
Wouldn't mind actually explaining this one.
Why?
This is the whole reason I'm on the show, so thank you very much for letting me on. Well, we obviously had footy throughout the day, lost by 200 points for those listening. 200 points, it was 206 to 1 or something, so... Shout out to Epping Footy Club for being so shit. But
goodness.
Moving on. So I left 3/4 time because I couldn't handle it. And a few of us were going early to some early birthday beers.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why I'm explaining this, but I'm running with it anyway.
I'm just curious. It's a reserve for 8:30 and he was there at 3:30 standing in the rain.
On top of that, they also stuffed up the reserves. So I think it was reversed. That's the one. Thanks a lot. For 7:30. Which is still pretty early, to be honest. So that doesn't really help me much at all. I thought everything's sorted. No, that's still so early. But yeah, a few of us went earlier because there was about 4 of us that were having a joint birthday. So
okay. So
went earlier, and then didn't end up going there because the weather in Melbourne was
horrendous,
terrible.
Yeah.
The Melbourne weather, good topic. Let's keep running with that. Let's keep running with that.
No. But and then it rolled into a silly Sunday lunch, which I was like, well, you sure you want to do a podcast on Monday? And you're like, yeah, mate, in the afternoon, I'll be fine. And then, I guess you pulled up a bit rough, to say the least, from the Sunday. So we've postponed to a new day, which is today.
Yeah, I won't say where I was or what I was doing Monday, but I was struggling.
Yeah.
Silly Sunday. I guess you can say a silly Sunday lunch. But I don't think we ate, to be honest, all day. But pretty big weekend. Oh yeah, I drink. Yeah. I drink. I'm awesome.
Yeah, actually, I should say you did. A good mate, Jakey, did bring in some VBs for us, so thankful for that. We do love that.
100% sponsored by VB.
Yeah, well. Who? Braden, not me. But no, that's so good, mate. So what? Big birthday, big weekend. Happy with the result?
Yeah, pretty happy. No, everyone did well. Full credit to the boys, I suppose.
Give us a speech. Give us an AFL-like speech and interview.
Yeah, well, you don't know why I just put on that voice.
You just went in there.
But yeah, look, we come up against a few tough mobs earlier in the year, and they like to party, and we thought, we can party. I'm so old. I can't do this. I'm 29, man.
Are you 29? I'm the same age.
I look 14.
Jeez.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'm getting, I actually, what's fact? I actually think being 29 sounds older than 30. Like 28, when you're 28, you're like, oh, I'm 28.
Yeah.
And then the jump from 28 to 29, that's only 1 year.
Yeah.
If you didn't know.
Yeah, good.
That sounds so much older. I'm 29.
Does it?
Hi, how you going? I'm 29.
You think very deeply about things, don't you?
Yuck, man.
Yeah, 29. I don't like saying
I'm probably overthinking it.
because everyone just says, "Oh, you're almost 30." So it's like, well, fuck, I may as well be 30.
I'd rather be 30.
Yeah.
How old are you? 30. Sweet as.
Yeah,
No worries.
yeah,
How old are you? 29.
Oh, you're almost.
Yuck.
Like, fuck off. Yeah,
Loser.
I get that. Now, can you tell me what you, because I've only really come into contact with you recently, but I want to know what you were like as a kid and what you were like sort of through your upbringing, because you strike me like you've got a few cords loose. You strike me like you're very energetic.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I can only imagine what you were like as a kid. So what were you like back then?
Absolutely gorgeous as a kid, I think, as my mum would say. She said, "What bloody happened to you?" No, I was all right as a kid, I suppose. I don't think I was that sort of hyperactive as I am now. Hyperactive is a word. We've said lunatic. Have we said loser yet?
Good England.
Hyperactive. No, I think I was pretty sort of regular sort of kid, I suppose. Full credit to mum and dad for taking me to training. Couldn't have got here without you. Nah.
You're doing another AFL speech again.
Just another speech. I'm just on speech mode. Nah. I was a pretty regular sort of kid. Mum and dad did a pretty good job. We had 4 of us, I think.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know why I said I think. I know. I have four in the family. I have a twin sister, an older brother, and an older sister.
What's the twin like? Is she anything like you?
What's she like? Walks along the beach, hanging out with friends, going to the movies, that type of thing.
Has she got any similar energy levels to you, though? Or are you kind
she's
of
actually crazier
the
than
black
me.
sheep? Oh, really?
Yeah, growing up, I don't know why we're bringing this up, but thank God you did. Yeah, growing up, she used to like pick on all the kids that were picking on me because, you know, I got picked on. No big deal. I don't want to go too far into it. But the kids that were picking on me or whatever, I used to, instead of getting my older brother, I used to get my twin sister Elise.
Wow. Shout out Elise.
She used to beat them up. Yeah, she was a full nutcase.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. So this is doing real well for her.
She's a straight thug.
If you're listening, Elise, yeah, well done. But she grew out of that. She stopped killing people. So that's all good.
That's good. Good to hear.
She knocked my front 2 teeth out one time. Over a dodgeball match or something. So, yeah, she was a nutcase. So, thanks. So, that was fun growing up with her, the Hulk.
And you grew up in Diamond Creek down that way?
No, we grew up in Epping.
Oh, you're in Epping.
3076. I'm not sure what that is.
So is that West Side?
I'm not sure. I think I just did something disgusting there. You can edit that out. I've never said that before as well. Yeah. I've wanted to say that since the show started.
Yeah, edit that out. Yeah, you can use it again. Don't worry. You can use that. You got 3. You got 3 lifelines, as we call it. Oh, beautiful. Well, that's I guess for what people know you for and from IG and TikTok, I don't know if I described it, but you put out a lot of humor, let's just say, like reels and different snippets of content, which, you know, you're kind of very your imagination's through the roof is what I would say with some of the content that's pushing out. But when did you like start tapping into this? Because I think it's a bit of a funny story how you and your mates kind of came about this account that started, right?
It is a little bit funny. Well, I think sort of funny, a bit weird. Like I was always sort of doing this stuff, I guess, that I do, maybe just filming myself in the car, basically, send it to a few mates. And then it was really, really funny, like early on. And then I thought, how good's this? And they were enjoying it. And then sort of did that for like way too long, and then they were sort of, some of them were like, all right, like starting to get a little bit sick of this. But one of my mates is he was actually really good. Like he just like saved a lot of my videos that I would send him or send the group.
Is this in like group chat, right?
Yeah, so just in a group chat, just with the boys, and without me knowing, he sort of saved a lot of them. And then after like a few years of doing that or whatever, he said he started this page. It was called Choc's Chat, because Choc's Chat sort of started from me at the footy club. I would get up on a Thursday night and it would be Choc's Chat, and you'd have a chat with me basically.
Right. What? So you just call up a player and just have a yarn and take
just
the piss
call
out
up
of him?
like a new player. Yeah, basically just pick on him. It was basically bullying.
And people were loving it.
Yeah,
get up another one.
So much fun. Sounds like a hoot. But I would just get him up and just take the piss and have a bit of fun, and then that sort of name stuck. And then my mate saved these videos and made this Instagram account, but never told me. And he had the account for maybe a month, like 3-4 weeks or something. Didn't tell me, just sort of put them out there. And then, after a month, he said, oh, hey, I've made this page. It's called Choc's Chat. Here are all the videos. I was like, cool, that's awesome, but I'm also a little bit freaked out. Like, it's just a weird way of telling me you're in love with me. Like, I know we're close and everything, but you can just kiss me if you want. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, but so he did that, and he's like, now you just got to do one video a week from here on, and I sort of did, and then Yeah, a lot of them were pretty weird at the start.
Fuck, man. How long ago was this? So when did the page start?
I think I've been doing the page for like 3 years now.
It's not long when you think about it with COVID. I mean, it's a while, but I thought you would have been doing it for longer.
3 years, maybe leading up to 4.
Fuck.
I don't know. But yeah, a lot of my memories of stuff I posted says 3 years ago. So just going off that.
You've got no idea.
Yeah,
you've sank way too much. I'm
29 now, so I started when I was 21. So yeah, 3 years. Yeah, checks out.
Oh, gee, you've drank way too much piss, mate.
I'm still catching up.
Yeah. So how much content would you be putting out weekly? Like, where's your creative mindset with this stuff? Where does that come from?
I was sort of doing one a week a while ago, and I was sort of like advertising that, like, one video a week. Wow. And then I stopped a bit and I was like, I've run out of ideas. I've hit a peak and it's all downhill.
Yeah, right.
But no, I just sort of, it was sort of better at the start, to be honest, because there was just many ideas that I thought of. I wanted to do this or go down this path. And I was trying like at one point to like, I don't know, like reach a certain audience, I suppose. Like, I'll target like footy players then I started doing too much of the same stuff. So I'd go to tradies and then I would do take the piss out of like a girl going to Europe or something.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Can you give me a rendition?
Nah, not anymore. Well, I can, but pretty much every girl just goes. Well, not every girl, guys do that as well. I think to find themselves. I found this. I'm going to find myself.
It's
I don't get
true.
it. I don't get it.
Here. Before I date again, like, have you been to Europe yet? It's like,
I've been to Mykonos.
I've been to Mykonos. Oh, you've been to Mykonos?
Yeah,
okay.
Sweet. It's so expensive.
Right. Yeah, it is.
Cool. I've been to Bali in Kuta, where it's pretty much like going to Craigieburn. There's just Aussies everywhere.
It's violent with Aussies, isn't it?
Yeah, it's full on. But I've travelled a bit.
Have you?
Bali. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, typical Aussie.
Yeah. Went down to Wilson's Prom one time. That was a good trip away. I've seen the world.
So what bit of actually, you strike me as like quite of like an instinctive kind of guy. Like if you think something, you just do it type thing. So with your content, are you putting much thought and detail into it, or are you just like stuff comes to your head and you're shooting it on the spot? Like what sort of?
Yeah, it's funny. It's a good question because there's some stuff I actually would put a lot of effort into, like a big sort of skit. I mean, I've done a few with my mate Trav. Shout out to Trav if you're watching.
I saw this is one of the constructions one. There was like a full-on TV show. There's different characters and bloody... The painter one.
Yeah, it's painter one. Yeah, Call the Painter.
Yeah.
So that one was sort of like well thought out. I actually have I've got a book that I write down like ideas and stuff. So that one I sort of like scripted it and I thought of a song first, actually, the background song, before I thought of the painter video. I just said this would be a good song to have in the background of some sort of skit. So that's a good song. I don't know what the skit is going to be about or what it's going to do. I just thought, like this song. And then I thought, I'll do a tradie video. And then I was like, what do tradies say? Because I'm a carpenter by trade. And then I was just like, all the tradies, so especially chippies, they go, the painter will fix it, leave it for the painter. So we just started running with that. And then I wrote up a few things and then we're just on site, just mucking around.
That video went viral, by the way.
Yeah.
It's one of your most viewed on TikTok, I think. It's
one of them, I think so.
It'd be like close to 1 million or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
900,000.
It's like 1.4 million or something.
Yeah.
Not that I know the exact figures. No. But so that one's sort of like a well thought out, planned one. But there are some, I can't say that I do that for every video because I sound like an idiot. So it's like, who plans a well thought out video just to yell at their missus all day? Like that's
wow. Yeah,
that's not. It's a
good segue because my favourite content is built around you relentlessly haggling your missus on various occasions.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
Like the water bottle one. Obviously, that's one where I think for a whole day you're just squirting her with a water bottle.
Yeah,
and then there's one
so much fun.
One, it was your birthday and just using up birthday ass on her every 5 minutes with different requests of what can she do for you and stuff.
Yeah.
But a big question probably from your audience that I'm sure would be listening is how come she's putting up with it, and how do you even maintain a missus?
It's actually
with your
a
behaviours?
good question. Like when I see people and they ask me that, mostly people just yell "Oi babe" at me, "Oi babe," and I'm just like,
yeah,
how you going? My name's Jake.
One of the great clips.
And they're like, give me something. I'm like, hello, how are you doing today? Just very awkward and I don't know what to do. And they're like, oh, you're not that funny. Anyway, but yeah, basically the reason why she's still with me is I pay her $500 a week. So I mean, I earn big money and half of it goes to her. So yeah, that's pretty much the only reason. Nah.
She must be a good sport though, because
some of them,
I can see your face cracking with some of like the ones where you go at her and like her response, and you can just see you trying to hold character, and you're like,
there's some where I'm like genuinely scared of like, oh, I pushed it here. And there's some of them people can tell like she's just taking the piss and she's going along with it, and then some you're like, I think he's actually annoyed the shit over there. And I'm like flinching that she's going to hit me. She doesn't hit me, so that's good.
Mate.
But yeah, Nah, it's good fun.
What sort of I guess not just content, but specific videos where you kind of noticed a change, like stuff that went viral or grew your audience really quickly? Was there sort of a pin drop moment where stuff for you was like, fuck, it's worth actually keeping this up or following this path?
Yeah, well, a couple of those ones, like on TikTok, I'm still trying to learn like how TikTok works. To be honest,
everyone is, mate.
Because it's like me and then like 400 12-year-olds on there, which is fine. but like it's a very young app, so it's like it's weird to see
the reach
though.
Like you don't need many followers to get 1 million views. That's what's fascinating, right?
That's what one of them like. I mean, like you said, the tradie one that I did, sort of took off a little bit, and then just annoying my missus. It's sort of like easy content I started to do, and some of those went well. But there's plenty of stuff that I've done, especially early on, and even now, I'll think of like, oh, that's pretty funny. Like I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
And then I'll put it out there, and it doesn't do too well, and I'm like, hey,
how does that work?
What the fuck?
Yeah, I spoke to a guy we had a guest on here, Gabe from 9 to 5 Fitness, and he was speaking about like there's some TikToks he does. He put 20 seconds of effort in, and there's some that he put 2 hours in. Yeah. And the 20-second one will go viral. And it's like, mate, what? And he's like, he didn't think it would.
It's weird had to see, because then you sort of struggle with the next thing you're going to do because you're thinking, am I going to do it because I enjoy it, I think it's funny, or is the next thing I do more focused on someone else and what they think's going to funny or what's going to go viral. So then you get caught up in between like what you want to do and what you think works and then what someone else works. So,
absolutely.
Well, I think the best not to think about it too much. I went through a patch there where I'd like overthink it too much, and I thought I have to be the funniest, biggest person in the world. And I was like, even found myself like out for drinks and talking about it with my friends, and it was just like all I was talking about. And then I was just like, hey,
calm down,
just shut the fuck up. Like you don't like this doesn't control your whole life. Yeah, it's good, and like it's been good opportunities to get paid for certain things, and like making people laugh is fucking awesome. Like I love that. Like I love making people laugh. But then I thought I didn't want to. Yeah, even so now I've sort of calmed down a bit. I'm not letting it control like my whole life.
I was going to say because like I'm not so much. I've put myself out there on social media, and I probably feel like now at my age bracket, I feel I don't really care what people think as much.
Yeah.
But I definitely would have, like a few years ago, for example. Like, was that tough for you? Like putting yourself, because you're putting like a persona on that's pretty out there, right? Like I'm kind of being myself in a way. You're making characters and making scenes up, and you're reliant on like the feedback you're getting from that as like validation. Like, fuck yeah. Yeah. Was that difficult?
It was, yeah. Well, that's why everyone like I said before, like people might meet me and think, wow, it was a bit fucking like a downer. Like, I was like, give us something. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't just like spit out 15 characters.
I'm trying not to do that right now as well. Just like give me like trying to throw.
Make me laugh. but like, it's weird. Like some people say like I have like split personality, but that's based on characters they see on Instagram. Whereas you spend a day with me, like just as my like friends would, they wouldn't say that unless we get on the fucking beers and then I turn into a dickhead. Woo! Nah.
Yeah. No, so
I don't know. It's hard to explain, sort of. I suppose. Like
what sort of now? Well, probably a good question is like, what's giving you a good perspective on it now, where you can distance yourself from it? Because you'd think now with like more community and more expectation, you might find more pressure, but you seem to be in a bit more of a better headspace.
Yeah, like there was a period there where I was just like, because I went from like posting one thing a week, and then when it sort of took off, I was like, oh, there was a period there where I was like, oh, fuck, I have to do everything I put out, everything I do had to be the best.
Yeah,
had to be the funniest thing, and then I didn't want to put like just shit out there just for the sake of it, just because I wanted to put stuff out. Like everything had to be spot on. Then I was just worried about it too much. Then I was just like, if whatever, just do whatever you want. If it doesn't work, doesn't work. At the end of the day, like what actually really matters. Like
So that's what you've got to. Yeah. You've gone so far down to the tunnel.
So I guess you could say that's like a really nice way to think about it. Or he's just lazy and he can't think of anything and he's a loser. So let's just not say those words. It's just another way of getting around.
Do you think you could be doing like heaps more? Because you've like for me, I think what you've done in 3 years is pretty amazing. Like
so like I definitely could, and I'm not saying that as I've given up and there's not opportunities out there. I'm in talks with a big opportunity at the moment. I can't bring it up. Cannot bring it up. But there's definitely things that are coming up that I'm doing.
Yeah.
This type of stuff, which is great.
Yeah.
And a few other things and opportunity and working with different people is what I sort of am leaning towards. I've got a few things coming up, so it's not like I've given up. But there are different avenues I can sort of take and opportunities now. So which is great. Like, and I don't have to worry too much about it. I can still dive into something and be committed and like do sort of whatever I want. but it's the pressure side of it. I'm sort of not really worried about. I say, oh yeah, we'll do this. Oh yeah, sweet. Let's give it 100% and let's go for it. But I'm not like, oh, we have to do this. It has to be perfect type thing. So.
Did you find when you put yourself out there, just like random doors started to open up, like things you wouldn't really
just like around town? I was like, look at that door.
This guy's
That's
fucked,
such
mate.
a shocking joke.
He's cooked.
Oh my god, comedy. Definitely. Hey, can I say cut that out?
No, yeah, cut that
but
out.
also leave it in because it's just so pathetic.
Yeah, he's used up 2 lifelines.
I'm 29. You know I'm 29 when you're using. I couldn't even finish it either. I was
You'd
like,
be a hard person to have a coffee with, mate. I'd
a-
ask a question, I get a sarcastic response
such
back.
a bad joke, and that's what I've realised.
Doors are just opening up everywhere.
I was noticing doors open up around town. Fucking loser! What is that? What did you put in this? But
Hey, they're yours.
yeah, I know.
I should be asking you
I was
that.
talking to myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to take a quick pause in this episode, which I hope you're enjoying, to acknowledge our partners. Now, this episode is brought to you by Manscaped. Now, none of us like having sweaty sacks, and the king of crotch comfort, Manscaped, have actually spent 2 years designing some pretty cool boxer briefs. Now, I have had the opportunity of wearing these boxer brief, and they are some of the softest and most comfortable fabric that I have ever wore in any underwear. I do support what they do from a holistic part of their products. I've used a lot of their products and they are fantastic. But their new boxer brief specifically, they actually give you gills on your groins, so they're breathable. So I implore you to get out there, use our discount code to start purchasing them. You'll get 20% off plus free worldwide shipping with the discount code UNLACED on manscaped.com. That's unlaced at manscaped.com for 20% off and worldwide free shipping. So get some boxer brief and some other product while you're at it. Let's get back into the episode. Oh god, no, but like seriously. So what's kind of, because I know you said you do a lot of MCing. You get sort of, footy clubs might bring you down for a night or a footy night or whatever and talk some shit. But like what's some doors that opened up for you that you're like, fuck, this is pretty cool? Or
Footy clubs are great because I am at a footy club and I know all footy clubs are the same.
Yeah.
So when I do go to these certain gigs, and I've done a few like country footy club gigs and a few different footy clubs around the area, it's so easy. You just grab one of the players or grab the skipper and say, hey, give me 5 players, give me some goss on them.
All right. So you get a bit of
Boydo, what'd you do last summer? Oh yeah, shit like that. Or like this guy looks like has no neck, and you just like picking on certain players like a tall ruckman. He's
that
just
was very specific.
Yeah,
That's
very specific.
before.
Yeah, but just picking on that's they're real easy. So you get them on side because when I first did that sort of thing, I went with my own comedy straight up, tried to do my own jokes, and a few of the footy club boys were like, "Who is this loser?" So I was like, "Oh." That didn't really work. So when I started to do a few more of those, I said to get the footy boys on side, get the crowd and audience on side first.
Yeah.
By picking on their own players, and they sort of relate to it, and they're like, "Oh my god, how did you know that?"
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
that sort of stuff. And then when you got them on side, then you're sort of a bit more confident to try your own comedy out, try your own stuff.
All right.
And if they don't laugh, then what you normally do is just crack the shits and just fucking flip tables and
this.
say, "Fuck you guys, I'm out."
You guys are shit anyway.
Yeah. So but
Fair enough.
that stuff's great. Like doing footy clubs, it's real easy. But stand-up comedy of my own stuff, I haven't really done many in a while, but when I first started, like my first ever stand-up show, I don't remember. I just sort of blacked out. I went out there like, and finished and left. I was like, what happened? I blacked out.
When was this? When did you first do your first stand-up?
Oh, it would have been probably about just after I sort of started doing the this page.
Oh, wow. So only a couple of years.
Yeah. So I started doing, it's weird. I always wanted to do stand-up and then started doing the page first. And that's what led to doing stand-up because everyone's like, "Oh, you should do stand-up. I want to come see you." But it's a whole new game. Like, it's full credit to stand-up comedians because, like, it is. If I'd film something, I've always said this, like, to everyone. If I film something and it doesn't work and it's not funny, I just fucking delete it or edit it, right?
Yeah.
And
3.
yeah, nice. And then, but if you say something like not funny on stage, you just like, give me 1 second, I'm just going to rewind that. Like you can't, you don't have the chance. So you just got to move on and it's a whole new game, I reckon. So.
It's scary. It's fun, a scary kind of career because I think what is it, like the second biggest fear in the world is public speaking, which essentially is like stand-up comedy, but except you're relying on laughter to validate it. So it's probably even worse. It's like after death, right? This is fucking how scary that is.
Number one.
Yeah, but what I had, I think we had Elliot Loney in the van, didn't we, Braden? And he was speaking like, obviously he's a pretty credible comedian and similar to you, like viral on sort of social media and creating characters and stuff.
A lot better than me. A lot better.
But it shows there's a fucking market there, right? You guys are hammering it. But he even spoke of like as good as he is and as good as like everyone would tell him to be, he's like, man, there'd be some shows he'd go and backstage they call him up and like he'd dip out the back door and he's like, fuck this, like anxiety would just kick in. So it's like, man, that like horrified me because it's like, fuck, even him and he's that good.
Yeah, it's scary. Like it's weird. I did a show once in like North Melbourne and it was awesome. I was wrapped with it. It went really well and I was like, felt on top of the world. I was like, fuck. Wasn't expecting that. That is awesome. Like, I'm fucking going to pump these out. Yeah. So I did like, and I sussed the audience out first just of the level of what I could and couldn't say.
Right.
And it went real well. I was like, fuck, that is grouse. Next week, I'm doing the exact same thing, but at a different place. Like it was a little like small place. I think it was like Funny Brunny or Funny on Brunny in Brunswick.
Yeah.
And just like totally different like crowd and response. I was just like
same sort of content.
I killed it last week. This is grouse, and then it's did the exact same. I'm like, I'll go out and do the exact same thing because it worked. And like no one laughed. And I was like, hey, what the fuck is going on?
Oh no. So what do you do when no one laughs? Like what's your kind of
flip tables? Nah.
That'll get me laughing.
Nah, you just sort of move on. Like that's why I was saying before, you sort of start. Because I've got a couple of different ways I used to go with it. Start early and maybe like throw something sort of half bad out there or half sort of naughty. See how far you can see their reaction with that and then you can push it. If they don't like that, then you got to fucking backpedal and do something else. But they weren't laughing at anything. And I originally thought it was me and then the next sort of 5 comedians went up and they didn't get much either. I was just like, I blame the place.
Shit crowd.
Yeah, definitely blame
Voodoo
the place.
Energy.
Wasn't my fault at all.
Would you is that something you actually want to pursue down the track, or is it more you're tinkering with it, or what's the sort of headspace there?
I don't know. I think I really enjoy the MC sort of stuff because then you sort of it's weird like in public when you like if we go for a drink. I feel like a lot of people say, "Oh wow, like you know you're really funny or something," or you might be a funny guy, you might be funny around your friends, but then telling someone that, hey, I'm a comedian and hey, I do stand up and getting up there and everyone expecting laughs and I'm going to make you laugh and telling people my job is to make you laugh.
Yeah.
That's a different type of pressure and funniness. Like people are sort of judging you a bit more, like not judging, but they're like, I hope he's funny. Yeah. Whereas like we were just out and something funny happened, people would just be like,
he's unexpected.
That's funny. Yeah. So it's a different sort of, I've always wanted to do the stand-up and then after doing it, I don't know, I prefer the MC roles because you can sort of MC the day, still do your skits or sort of stand-up show without really having too much pressure and then maybe have like I've interviewed sort of AFL players or interview a guest speaker. Right. I enjoy that type of stuff more. That's sort of spot like really good, I reckon. But I don't know. I'll see how we go. See if I can.
So what? You tried it a couple of years ago? You went to just a few like comedy nights somewhere and just went on stage on your own.
Yeah, just went. I didn't.
Mate, that's fucking daunting.
I think I did about 15 or 20 like little shows. They're probably like 5-minute shows.
Right.
But I didn't tell any of my mates. I told one mate, the guy that started the page for me, Dill Nuz. I don't know where to look.
I was going to say, mate, good friend he is. Isn't he? He's just thrown you, friend. Put you in the atmosphere, created a whole lot of anxiety for you.
Yeah, great friend. Hey, enjoy this, and then he left and moved up to Brisbane. Just left me with it. Yeah, he's a really great friend.
Oh God.
But he come to like a lot of them, well, nearly all of them, before we told anyone else because I didn't want to tell all the footy boys, all my mates, hey, I'm doing a show this week, doing some stand-up comedy, and I've never been before, and they all go and they're like, wow. You suck.
Yeah, fuck, man. So would you do, if you were to go back, right, if you were going to go do a show tomorrow, would you have like anxiety, genuine?
Yeah.
Or would you
I have anxiety right now.
Do you?
I'm freaking out.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking piss.
Yeah, beer fixes everything. That's a good answer. I would, yeah, definitely. I think it's like before you do anything, before you run a 100-meter sprint, there's some sort of like doubt or anxiety in your mind before you sort of do anything. There's got to be. If you're not nervous or you're not sort of have a bit anxious, I don't reckon, you're not really worried too much about it. So to be worried, I reckon there's some sort of care there.
Yeah,
you know?
okay. Yeah,
so
that's
that
good.
you care about it, you know?
Yeah, well, it just tells you you're passionate.
If you didn't give a shit too much, then I don't think you probably wouldn't be, your heart's not in it.
Well, I reckon you should pursue it then, mate. You should fucking go after it.
Yeah.
Because everyone would think probably from the outside that would be the natural progression for you, but no one realises that it's actually a different ballgame, do you?
Yeah, it is.
When you describe that, like, I can delete this versus I'm standing there for the next 20 minutes.
And there's some things that stand-up comedians do, or not like all of them, but I found that it's more like I can tell like a long story and then like move on to something else and then come back to that. I can't do that with like skits and quick, fast videos. You know? A lot of the videos on TikTok and Instagram, it's just like make me laugh now, and it's more of a quick sort of instant sort of content that a lot of people are doing, and a lot more people are doing it now. I've noticed just in the last 3 years. Like I was sort of doing stuff, but now everyone's doing it. Everyone's got. Everyone's
that's
doing
what
their
TikTok's
skits.
kind of built for, right?
Yeah,
skits.
so everyone's doing it. So it's great. So early on, that's I think what it works so well because not a heap of people were doing it, but
right
now that everyone's doing it, they want that laugh. So, but to be a stand-up comedian, I think it's a whole new game. Not just for my own feeling, getting up there, being anxious and stuff. It's a whole new type of comedy. You can do like a long story, and that one might not work on Instagram, you know. So I don't know. See how we go.
It's I think it might have been Elliot that said it, but someone said it's like sport. Like you actually have to train. Like you have to actually go out and do 100 freaking shows in the middle of nowhere or with no one there.
Can't just decide, I'm going to do this.
And then you're funny,
overnight.
Right? Like, so even as funny as you are on Instagram and TikTok, like it's still a different world, right?
Yeah, completely. Yeah. You got to put it's like anything. Like I said, you got to put the time and effort in. Like, there are some things that are effortless and have just been an idiot and sort of works well. But if you want to do it and you want to do it full time, not just comedy, anything, I suppose you have to sort of work at it.
Absolutely. You because you put out a lot of AFL content and stuff, or just like, have you had any sort of megastars, AFL stars engage with your content? You thought, fuck, this is unreal, or
yeah, a few.
Who would be the?
I don't want to name drop.
Oh, name drop, please. We want to know who's lunatics.
Well, how long you bloody got, mate? There's a long list. Nah. I'm obviously a Pies fan.
Are you a Pies fan?
Yeah, massive
we'll dabble
Pies fan.
we'll dabble into the finals then for sure.
Yeah, we're probably going to win it.
I bet every Pies fan at the moment.
This is our year.
Yeah. I hope you guys win it.
Yeah, same.
Because you kind of
who do you vote for?
Oh, geez, St Kilda.
St Kilda. Oh yeah, I was actually saying the other night to
you guys love us, mate. We're your best friends.
Yeah, I was like, I actually said to my missus, we're sitting there watching the Saints, and I was like, do you know anybody that barracks for St Kilda? And she's like, oh, heaps. And I was like, mate, I cannot think of one. So thank you very much.
Yeah, me. That's me, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard team to go for, but a lot of teams like us, which is not a good thing.
Yeah, because you're no real threat.
It's true, mate. It's true. We can't deny it. We got a good list as well. That's what I'm confused about.
Great list.
You don't reckon we got a good list? Brayden! Really? Where are we shit? What part of the field are we shit in?
Where are you? You're at the peak of your list.
Man, that was funny.
Shit.
We got a real good list.
Shit, I like our list, man. I think we're good. We just struggle, mate. We don't put
Every
it
team
together.
thinks they're good.
I don't know. Maybe
To
back
some
on. I don't know.
level.
I think we're all right.
Except for Carlton.
Oh, yeah.
Although Carlton are doing all right this year, but I think every year for the last 25 years, this is our year. Is it?
Yeah. Well, which play? Because you're a Collingwood fan. Any Collingwood boys get around you, or any other sort of teams that you?
Well, I'm a massive fan of Jack Crisp.
Oh yeah, Crispy. Yeah, we've had him on here.
Yeah, he's a legend. I guess I could call him my friend.
He does his own skits on.
If you have to think about it, I'm not sure if you.
He does his own skits on TikTok. Actually,
yeah, he's hilarious.
Speaking of, I reckon he's fucking funny.
Shout out to Jack Crisp.
Yeah, shout out Crispy.
Anyone else? Well, we've gone to about 6 already. But yeah, I did have this weird obsession with Ben Reid. For a while there, I started doing these.
Why weird? Ben Reid.
Ben Reid videos.
Did you? What were they entailing? Just you being Ben Reid on?
Me just telling everyone how much I love Ben Reid. If you don't get it, I mean, it's hard to explain. I mean, I can't believe you don't get it. But yeah, I was obsessed with him. Nathan Buckley actually started following me.
What?
And I was actually speaking to him on Instagram, and I thought it was no big deal. Like I was just like, oh yeah, I'm just having a chat with Bucks, and we're back and forth. And then he was sent me some funny voice fucking memos.
Yeah,
voice. Thanks, Brad.
Bucks' voice memo now.
Yeah, and he was doing Will Ferrell quotes and stuff. And then I started. and then
so weird.
Yeah, I think I've probably
weird.
still got him somewhere in my phone, but I was just so casual about it. I told my brother, he's like, you were talking to Nathan Buckley. Is this when
he was coaching Collingwood?
No, just recently, when he's finished.
It's still weird.
Yeah, and he's like, you're talking to Nathan Buckley. Do you know who that is? I'm like, yeah, I'm on Bucks or Nath. That's what me and the boys are calling him. But yeah, that was pretty pretty cool.
It's more the fact that
name drop.
not necessarily that he was engaging with the content, the fact that he was voice memoing Will Ferrell.
Yeah, because
that's what's got me.
We'll talk back and forth because we talk all the time, Nathan and I. And,
he would be like God to you, wouldn't
yeah,
he?
he is. Like I had to really sit down later and like analyze it. I was like, wow. Then I was like, my brother said to me, he's like, "You sure it's not a fake account?" And then my heart just dropped. I was like,
fuck yeah,
I have to check this, and it turns out it was him. Thank God. But yeah, so that's a couple big names, I suppose.
Well, let's talk about the footy. Actually, no. Before we doing that, I do want to actually because I think one of the things that you deal with, and we spoke about it briefly with sort of dealing with expectations and stuff. But like, I assume you get a lot of haters as well on your content. Like, how do you?
A lot. Thanks for assuming a lot. A lot. I assume a lot of people hate you.
Well, no, you know what I mean. Like, you get those. You get the odd haters that try and bring you down.
It does happen. Like, and that's why you've probably asked because I do reshare it a lot.
Yeah, you get exactly right.
And not so much. I don't.
The way you go about it, I think, is like it kills it too because it's like you expose them and they're like, and
I don't name anyone that says something sort of mean or abusive. But it's so funny. People ask me that. All the time. Oh, you must get it all the time. I only reshare the one-off when it does happen.
Okay.
But it's like, honestly, I reckon it's like 90%
pretty good.
Like all supportive. Like, and I probably should start resharing some of the nice things that people say to me because, probably because I don't think it's going to get a laugh. But it is actually nice. Like, there's only a very small percentage that will say something stupid. But I just get random messages of like, honestly, like some really, really nice messages. And like I said, it's 90% of the people that follow me like say some nice stuff. Like, I had a lady a few weeks ago, she said, hey, I just wanted to reach, didn't even put a story up. She said, I'm just reaching out. Me and my husband love your stuff.
That's awesome.
We've been watching it like for years and our daughter recently passed away. And we've just been sitting here going through all your videos. It's just, it's made our week. And I was just like, I didn't even know what to say. Like I replied and said, that's awesome. I'm so sorry to hear about that news, but I'm glad I can make you laugh. And I was like, that's why I love making people laugh and I love doing things for people. So like, I probably should share more of that stuff.
Bloody
that's like, I probably don't think, why would I share that? It's not going to get a laugh.
Because sometimes when you go through the motions with putting stuff out, or you like, you don't get too attached to it, but you don't realize the impact you're having. Like especially with the reach you get on Reels and TikTok, like it's massive. So when you hear stuff like that, you're like, fuck, holy fuck.
Yeah, it's great.
There'd be blokes sitting in their car having a shit day watching your stuff, probably smiling, and it's like, all of a sudden they feel a bit up and about,
Yeah, that's it. Plenty of blokes have sort of reached out, and more so, I think. Over the last sort of year, I've helped out with a few different, just shared a few sort of pages or a few things on mental health, and especially like being a young bloke. Well, not too young anymore, but sort of our men's mental health, which was sort of massive on. I've shared a few things about that, and then that's sort of, like we said, I have a sort of weird audience, but then it's sort of opened up different people that follow me to say, hey, I've never actually replied to you or spoke to you before, but I've seen you put this up, like I'm actually going through something similar. And then we started talking and said, oh yeah, I really love your stuff, making me laugh. So it's just like, if I can sort of encourage one person to talk about that, but then, and then also making them laugh, well then my job's done. Like, that's how good's that? Like,
absolutely.
That's great.
Did you see, do you watch UFC? Do you watch much?
A little bit, yeah, not heaps.
Did you see the Paddy the Batty, the English guy, after he won, how he kind of spoke about the men's mental health thing?
Yeah.
Where he's like, fuck, mate, I thought what he said was spot on.
That
it's so true though, man. Like,
and you'd get a lot of blokes as well that probably watch UFC, like big sort of
strapping lads,
angry,
like masculine fuckers.
Thinking that sort of stuff. So for him to say that, it was real good, I reckon. I did say that. That was grouse.
What do you think it is like with like us, like males? Like, why do you think it's hard for people to feel the need to speak? Because I find with me, like, I don't necessarily speak up at all, but if I do, it's tend to people that I don't know that well.
Yeah,
which is odd, like strangers in a sense.
That's actually like, and that's so good. Like,
a lot of people tell me the same thing, and I'm like, I fucking wonder why that is.
Yeah, well, that's why people go and like see people, like professionals, because it's sometimes easier to tell someone. This is actually so good that you brought that up.
Yeah,
because what worked for me, like the best thing that worked for me, like when I was a carpenter and I was working with my mate who ended up being my boss. He was just sort of like, he's only a few years older than me, and he was just fucking cool, handsome, sexy looking man, like full of tats, like hot ass. Yeah. And he was just like this cool guy, and he made it so normal for me because I was telling him like about some of the stuff I was going through.
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh yeah, he's like, I go see like a psych like once every 2 weeks, or I go see someone like once every 2 weeks. He's like, oh, it's awesome, man. He was like making it real normal. Like it was just like, oh yeah, he's like
normalized it.
He's like, I go like every 2 weeks. So I'll go to a few different people. He's like, I was going to this one bloke wasn't really working out. He goes, then I went to this chick and she was awesome. And he goes, I just told her like absolutely everything. He goes, it was so easy because I didn't know her from bar soap. He goes, I was just going there and not beyond that, she's a professional, so she knows how to help me. And he's like, he made it just sound like so normal. And this was like before I just started this page or anything. This was like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
And back then it was even harder. And he was just like so normal about it. He's like, yeah, what's wrong with that? Because he made it sound so simple. He's like, if you've got a cut on your leg, put a Band-Aid on it. If you've got a headache, have a Panadol. If your fucking car's running out of petrol, put petrol in it. He just made it seem like there's a problem. This is the solution. Like, go do it.
Yeah, correct.
You know what I mean? Like, just go and do it.
That logical. Like, it's that simple.
Yeah, he made it sound so simple. He's like, there's a sort of solution for every sort of problem. He's like, this is his. He made it sound so. And then when he made it sound so normal, and then, like I said, this cool, like, grouse sort of sexy macho man he's a boxer.
Yeah.
I was just like, fuck, if he's saying that, like, why can't I just,
100%.
So then I just tell that same story to, like, everyone that I speak to, especially the younger boys at the footy club that might be going through something similar. I tell that same story every time, and they're like, wow, like, that's grouse. Like,
yeah, because there's a view that people, and I think this is kind of the stigma as we were brought up, is like, there's a view that you should only go seek help when you're struggling. But it's like, I think Matthew McConaughey said it best. It's like everyone writes down shit or they journal when stuff's going bad, but no one writes down why stuff's going good or like analysing, actually, everything's good right now. Why is it good and stuff like that?
Yeah, yeah. It's so easy to like complain and talk about, bring things up that aren't working.
Yeah, but like there's a lot going good as well. And it's like focusing on that.
Like even with even with your partner, like your girlfriend or whoever, it's so easy to like have a fight and complain about the small things. You never sit there and tell each other, hey, you know what? Yesterday was grouse when we went to the fucking beach or whatever.
The birthday reservation 5 hours earlier.
These things, 16 hours earlier. Then we rid each other off.
He was actually there the day before.
Yeah, and then we didn't speak for 2 days because they got drunk as. But no, but you're right. No one talks. Just sits there and says, you know what? I'm just going to go over to that person and it like there might be someone that picks a fight with someone or they're annoyed at someone. No one just says, you know what? I'm going to go call my mate up or call someone and just tell them how many like good things that have happened this week or how many things I love about that person. Like,
it
seems weird to do, but what's wrong with that? Like, why can't I do that?
Exactly. I wish it was normalised because like everyone says it, but like not many people do it, which is true.
We play this grouse game like usually after a few beers, but it's good. It's great to play sober, and I usually do it at the footy club as well. And I sort of like take the piss a bit, but it's actually you end up realising that what I've sort of done is sort of like a good sort of positive game. And I say, all right, we'll go around the circle and we all want to say one nice thing about Camo, and I just pick someone out. And then everyone in the fucking group has to say one nice thing about Cam while we go around the lap or something.
And that would be a banter fest.
Yeah,
as well,
and we're just having fun. But then at the end of the lap or 2 laps, Cam's like, fuck. Jeez, that was great. How good was that? And then next week we'll pick someone else, So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Shout out, mate. Everyone try that. Listeners, audience, give that a crack.
Yeah,
that sounds
do that.
good.
And then the week after, let's say one bad thing about Cam.
And bring him right back to earth.
Don't do that.
That was Jake Cullen speaking first. Now that's Choc.
Yeah.
The alter ego.
Never know who is going to hit you.
Keeps you guessing. I'm still lost at that. Any doors open? Yeah, the doors were just fucking opening up everywhere.
Great joke.
That was golden.
Dad stuff.
Let's talk about the AFL. You're a big Pies man, so you must be pretty happy with how you're going. You're almost at the end of the home and away season, which when this episode airs, we will be into finals, won't we, Brozzy? So
I think I'm sort of, I don't know, we've sort of won 11 in a row before we just lost to Sydney, but was it 11 in a row? I think the Pies won. Just to clarify, was it 11 in a row? Great record.
Nice.
But I think which was grouse, but we weren't really smashing sides or beating sides.
But was that not more impressive in a sense? You were winning by small. To me, that's fucking impressive.
Finding a way to win.
Points.
That's it.
Whoa.
Yeah. The boys, I think they're saying every week they're just playing on momentum and spirit at the moment. So they were sort of just finding a way to win, which was grouse. But it would have been nice, for the old ticker to sort of just win one comfortably. So every week I was like, I've got to watch the whole game. Because I can't just Google it later and go, we won by heaps. You have to watch the whole game. And to right to the last siren, it was sort of, everyone was freaking out. But yeah, we're going all right. I think if we knock off the Blues, it'll sort of be a nice finish to the leading into finals. But
absolutely. That's going to be I think that's game of the round almost for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think it's already sold out.
Yeah, it'll be a packed house. Won't it?
That'll be full on. I have already booked in my tattoo to get the Collingwood on the calf for the Premiers 2022. But
love that.
Yeah.
So who do you think really going to be your competition on the back end here? Because
I don't know. I think Geelong's pretty hard to beat.
Yeah, they look good. I mean, they've looked pretty good all year.
Yeah, they have. I think this is sort of I think they sort of know this might be their last chance.
Yeah.
If not this year, maybe next year, where they can win one, because there's a few older boys that.
Yeah, well, I don't know how Hawkins keeps being as fresh as he is. The guy's the best looking bloke.
I think they work so well down there as well. Hawkins, Cameron,
yeah.
It's sort of didn't know how that was going to work, but somehow they make it work. And he's a big boy. He scares the shit out of me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
big
true.
time.
Yeah, he does. He's a big man. He clunks everything.
Yeah,
he's gotten better. He's gotten better and better looking with age. That bloke.
Yeah, hopefully we all do. Yeah. Hopefully I get somewhat good looking at some point. Because at the moment I am sweating. I shouldn't have worn this beanie because I'm red.
Shit.
Red raw.
Who's your dark horse then? I mean, obviously Collingwood's a bit of a dark horse, I would say, but they're living in a rose kind of quashed them. But they really should have been a dark horse.
Are the Tigers going to make it?
Tigers are in there, aren't they? You just fear them in finals, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you don't haven't really done anything.
What's the
exciting.
go with Dusty? Is Dusty back in? Bruzzy? Is he out?
Tell us.
First week of finals.
I know he'll know.
What's his favourite colour?
Yeah.
Yellow or black?
Oh, smart.
Yellow or black. There we go.
Where are the doors? No.
Who's your favourite player for the Pies?
Obviously I love Crispy.
Jack Crisp,
but
emotional connection there by the sound.
Yeah, I do. I don't know. That's a real tough one. That's a real tough one.
You got so many where do you start?
Because Nick Dacos is coming. He's everyone's favourite.
Yeah.
He's a legend. But yeah, Johnny Noble actually surprised me mid-year draft and just. Johnny Noble.
He's rock solid, mate, isn't he?
Yeah, he got picked up and then he got dropped for 1 week earlier in the year. And I think I messaged him directly and said, "Hey, this is bullshit."
Did you actually? Yeah. No response?
Yeah,
no.
He responded. He's like, "I am shattered." Someone ended up getting injured in the first quarter, medical sub. Johnny Noble's on and fucking
the Choc shot.
Yeah, played well. And I was like, yes, Johnny boy.
The rocket worked.
So Johnny Noble's one. I really like him. He's just held his spot down there, so...
Oh, well, beautiful. Well, let's see how it goes, mate, with the Pies in the finals. Now, it wouldn't be fair of us for me to ask all the questions on this podcast. So, our good mate Jakey over here did throw a question box out to all his audience and community. You bunch of lunatics, which we do love, and you guys have asked some belters of some questions here. So, first off, I'm going to come up with just one of my own as I truck through some of these. But do you believe in aliens?
Oh yeah, big time.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I've got to. Oh man, I'm glad you asked that. Man, we are aliens. Like think about
we
us.
Are.
No, like think about it. Everyone's like, oh, existence in itself is fucking fucked up, right? It is existence. It's if you explain to someone what existence is, what we are, they'll be like, oh yeah, sweet. But if you didn't know any of that, that's mental.
Yeah.
Like, so why can't we? Like everyone's like, oh, I don't believe in aliens. It's like, okay, well, how did we get here?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, because of the, and they just don't have an answer. And it's like, well, we're incredible.
Yeah.
What's to say that we?
It's actually a good one.
We can't happen again.
Everyone says it was God or a Big Bang kind of theory.
Yeah, but even if it is, that's their theory, or even if whatever their theory is, why can't that happen again?
Yeah,
like or somewhere else.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Oh, I'll get you on the phone to Elon. Now,
okay, thank you.
This is from, am I naming these people? Do you want me to name them that they've dropped in, or do you want to keep everyone anonymous?
Maybe keep it anonymous.
Anonymous, all right. Yeah. Well, one of the first ones is, if our taste buds are on the top of our tongue, why do we eat toast the way we do?
Yeah, that don't make any sense.
Challenging.
Yeah.
Challenging one first up.
Oh, because I'm just trying to picture it, like... Wow, yeah, that's a good one.
That's rattled my cage.
Yeah, I think that same person actually asked a few more, and then I come so close to blocking them because they were blowing my mind. That's a really good question.
Yeah, good question.
Maybe put that out to whoever's listening.
Yeah, if anyone has a view on that, let us know. I like this one because of how they've worded it. Do you have ADHD? Because you seem like you do. Sorry, this is a weird question.
Yeah,
that's what they've said.
They've
apologized after the question.
Yeah, do you have ADHD? Sorry.
Jeez, that's
nothing to be sorry
bit of
about.
An attack.
I never got, I suppose no, I don't think I do. I might, but I never got diagnosed, I suppose. Is it diagnosed?
Yeah.
But, yeah. Big chance I probably do, but yeah.
Big chance.
Yeah, I mean.
Nothing wrong with it. Like
parts of me, maybe. Parts of everyone sort of has sort of something.
Yeah, agreed. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, everyone has something.
Yeah. Do you know, have you heard this? There's a joke about a joke about a guy. He's out one day at work and comes home and he hears noises coming up from the bedroom. He's like, fuck, what's going on here? He walks upstairs, sees his missus in bed in the nude. He's like, who's here? And she's like, no one, babe. Everything's fine. So he goes, looks in the closet, sees no one, looks under the bed, sees no one, goes in the bathroom and sees the shower curtain closed, rips over the shower curtain and sees his bloke. He's like, what the fuck are you doing here? He goes, everybody's got to be somewhere. It's just like, wait, no
idea where that was going.
Everybody's got to be somewhere. You're like, everybody has something.
It makes sense.
It just fucking, I was like, man, I've got to be somewhere.
I'm using that.
That's good.
I'm using not for the same situation. Like I would never do that.
No.
But yeah.
There you go. Everybody's got to be somewhere. So anyway, this is a good one. And then we can't really tell because you got a beanie on, but why is your hairline cut with a ruler?
Oh man, I've gone through, that's why I'm wearing the beanie because I don't want to show it on my hair. No, it's I get a haircut sort of once every 2 days. Nah, not 2 days. But when I do, everyone just rips into my hair. And I've gone to a few barbers, a couple of home jobs, and I really, really just sort of need to find a good hairdresser because, I mean, sometimes it's not even that bad. I think a lot of people just, once someone bags my hair, other people just start bagging it just because they might want to get reshare their abusive words.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is great. If you want to keep bagging my hair, fantastic. Just bring it on. It's not making me upset at all.
I guess one more. This is a pretty funny one, but it's pretty much your views and thoughts on climate change.
Oh,
which obviously Choc's chat. We know you're very vocal on climate change.
Yeah, very vocal on climate change. Might have to Google what it means. But did they add another little question on the end of that?
Yeah, what was it again?
I think it was should I not buy a jet ski? And,
that does not make any sense.
My answer to that is everybody has to be somewhere. so buy a jet ski.
Oh, there we go. Oh, mate. Well, Jakey Cullen, Choc's chat. It's been a pleasure having you on the show, mate. Thank you very much for bringing in the beers.
And yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Everyone tuning in, thank you. If you haven't subscribed to the show, please do. Give us a like, share it around. It's how we grow. And obviously, thanks for your patience to all the listeners for letting me have some time in Europe and come back with this great man. So looking forward to this, mate.
Perfect, mate. Thanks a lot for having me.